All right, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to introduce to you someone special to me. I talk a lot about the heroes on the front line, and I have a hero on the front line, and this one is particularly special to me. Not only is he a hero on the front line, but he's a hero in my heart. This is my brother, Dr. John Dinkler. And John, Dr. Dinkler, I don't know what I'll call you during this.
Don't call me. You can't call me Dr. Dinkler. That's too weird.
You call me Mr. Dinkler? Okay, first of all, I think I can't even tell people, explain like what all the initials after your name are. So maybe you could tell us a little bit about, maybe that'll be another episode, like how long you went to school and what it was like to become a doctor. Because I really think out of this whole pandemic, there may be some more people who are interested in becoming heroes and going into the front line, into the health service industry, the medical profession like you. And we'll talk about that another time, but tell us a little bit about your background, I guess, maybe is what I'm getting at. So you have a couple initials after your name.
So I did medical school at Boston University in Boston. And then I stayed in Boston and went to the Brigham and Women's Hospital, which is a part of the Harvard system there. And then I went to UCLA for cardiology, and that's obviously in Los Angeles. And then a part of the fellowship in cardiology, I did some additional doctoral training in health policy. So I did some work at the School of Public Health, some research at the School of Public Health, and completed some PhD work there as well. So kind of broadly trained, a little bit in public health, a little bit in research, and then what I do on a day-to-day basis is cardiology.
Give us a little bit of your perspective, what it's like to be on the front lines.
It's a bizarre time in our history. Certainly from a medical standpoint, it's a unique time. I haven't seen anything. I'm young in my career as a cardiologist, but I don't think anybody in our arena has seen anything like this in terms of how it's impacting our hospital systems.
So you are in a field where people are more at risk. You're in cardiology. How is that impacting you and in your day-to-day life and the way you go to work and you obviously come home to your two kids and your wife? And how is that going? How are you dealing with all of that? Because you're not only in the front lines, you're going to the hospital, but you are in one of the areas where people are more at risk.
I mean, everybody's doing a phenomenal job in the hospital, extremely professional, gowned up, geared up, taking care of patients, using the proper precautions. So like everybody else, I'm taking the appropriate precautions, trying to minimize my contact as much as possible. And then to minimize, things at home, it's the clothes go in the wash, you're taking a shower, washing those hands, trying to, wipe surfaces down and making sure that, I clean everything that I'm in contact with, cleaning my phone a ton.
Now, do you have a favorite 20-second wash your hands, or it's 20 seconds, right? We're supposed to wash for 20 seconds. Do you have a favorite song? Does Dr. Dinkler have a favorite song that he sings while he washes his hands?
Certainly, I do the happy birthday song from time to time to wash my hands, but I'm also a fan of Khalid. So sometimes I just pull out a little Khalid's talk in my mind, and I just vibe to it, and it's good because we gotta stay sane. We gotta stay sane during these times. Whatever it takes for us all to stay sane with our music and our rituals and our routines.
What do you do? Because I think you're a great example, knowing a little bit about you. And what do you do to stay mentally healthy and physically healthy? Any recommendations for us out here?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's something that I spend a lot of time talking to my patients about as well too. But I think there's the core backbone of any kind of health, whether it's cardiovascular health, just general health, mental health, making sure you sleep enough, getting a good night's sleep, making sure you drink enough water and stay hydrated, making sure you eat balanced food. That means getting a lot of vegetables, a lot of fruit in, a lot of lean protein in, making sure you have maybe some time to meditate, kind of just be quiet, relax, think, and then the other is making sure we exercise. Something that I know you do as well a lot. Just making sure I get my time in. Whether it's running or biking, lifting weights, just trying to make sure we push our bodies a little bit, because what happens in that adaptive response as we exercise, it changes everything. It changes our cardiovascular system. It changes our mental health, our mental well-being. Exercise makes our sleep better. Typically helps our mental health. It changes the cardiovascular tone as well. Good for blood pressure, cholesterol. It's a pretty profound what the body does when we exercise on a regular basis. So those are kind of the core: exercise, hydration, sleep, good food, and making sure you get some time to be kind of quiet and maybe meditate, and that can take a lot of different forms for a lot of different people. But those are some key things that I try to incorporate in on a day-to-day basis, for sure. You had mentioned earlier how the COVID epidemic is changing how we do practice, and it's certainly changing what we do in the hospital. It's also changing what we do in the office setting. And for us, we're doing a lot of telehealth visits. So trying to minimize the number of patients coming into the office, minimizing the number of doctors coming into the office, and who knows how it's going to impact us all moving forward. But certainly for now, it's changing the way we do things.
That's awesome. In fact, that's really why I called you, John. I have this little pain right here. This is all about me right now. I just wanted to rope you in to help me out. Can I get a free consultation right now? Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Dinkler is my doctor. He's my cardiologist. I've seen him a couple times on a couple of different occasions. And so, hey, you mean a lot to me, brother. Love you, man. And I just want to say thank you for what you're doing for people there in Connecticut and in New England, and for me. And I'm thinking about you, man. Positive thoughts, positive vibes, and stay safe.
Thanks, Joshua. Love you too, man. We'll talk soon.
Okay. Later. Bye.